This is Speakers of Highland. That's right, you're watching Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 30. I am Lukile, Bravestone, and I am joined by Orange Caramel, whose camera, for some reason, there we go, there he is, and boom! Wait. Woo! Welcome to episode 30 of Speakers of Hydaelyn. If you're thinking to yourself, shit, first of all, they look like shit. Second of all, they act really weird right now. That's because this is a very special episode. It is the 30th episode, but it's also an episode... it isn't also an episode that is part of our 12-hour stream. And as you can see on the clock there, we've been streaming for 6 hours and 29 minutes. And we have 5 hours... That clock doesn't quite add up, really. But we have 5 hours and 30 minutes left.
Halfway, boys.
We're halfway there. So today we're going to talk about the pre-order that just opened a few days ago. The minimum specs were raised, and the upcoming FanFest in Germany, and the Anima weapon, and finally we're going to have a Q&A session. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, do so in chat. And now, and we will pick it up, we will talk about it as soon as possible. But first, let's talk about the pre-order. Pre-orders for Japan, Europe, North America was revealed a couple of days ago. And the price for the collector's edition was no big deal. We already knew this, $199. And also 199 euros. No wait. Shit.
You're talking about the
collector's edition for Stormblood.
Yeah, it was 199 euros and dollars for both.
So it was 199 for both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the digital one was 50.
Yeah.
Or 60, was it? 50.
Yeah, I think so. Big surprise for me. A pretty positive thing was that shipping was free for me. Last time I bought Heavensward Collector's Edition, you had the inflated price and plus really expensive shipping. This time they actually provided free shipping, although it is untracked shipping, so I won't actually know when I get it. That's a bit scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
But they do send you the code beforehand. So you can actually redeem the code, the registration code, early.
And play the same game.
Yeah.
The same day, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to notice that the price has really gone up from 120 to almost 2,000. Oh,
yeah. 120. It's late, guys. It's late. It's pretty fucking expensive. For what is basically the cloth map from 1.0. A sticker, an art book, and the expertly crafted figure, which I have to say is really, really cool. That's the best part, of course, about the collector's edition. But that, to me, is like the only good thing about that collector's edition. That and, of course, the in-game goodies. But I'm not very impressed with that collector's edition. But I am a tool, so I bought it because I'm a tool. I pre-ordered it. Also redeemed
the figurine is really... good looking.
It's very good looking. So
if it was, cheaper, I would have bought it.
Yeah, I also bought that fucking book, which is a really good book. I'm not saying it's a bad book, but the shipping they provided for it made the shipping more expensive than the book itself. So I'm not very happy about that. But hey, free shipping for the collector's edition for me. That's yay. What was the regular edition? 50 euros? Was that what you said?
Yeah, I have to check that out.
Yeah, I can't remember what that price was at the moment, but was it 35?
I'm going to confirm you in a moment.
I think it was pretty cheap, actually. I think it was 35.
Yeah, it was really cheap. it is 50.
Oh, it is 50. Okay.
And the 35 is the standard one.
So 35 is the standard.
Yeah, and
the digital collectors is 50. Yeah.
Is 50.
Okay. Yeah.
But as always, I really have problems with everything, and I tried to pre-order my digital collector's edition, and I couldn't even log into my account. It said other problem.
Oh yeah, I remember. I had the same problem when I pre-ordered Heavensward.
Oh, what did you?
I don't know what I think I just stopped, and then the other day it just worked. Because I kept getting other problems. No, wait, it was Lonigan who got that problem. What the fuck did we do to fix that? I can't remember what it was.
You have to ask him one of these days.
Yeah, because I remember we got the other problem bug.
I don't want to create another account because the...
Have you tried contacting support? Because, I mean,
no.
Square Enix support is pretty...
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah, so you might not get any help there, but I don't know.
But
I have no idea.
It's annoying. It doesn't even say, why do I keep getting that error?
I have no idea. But I recognize the problem. I remember Lonigan having the exact same problem. But I think it just magically solved itself somehow. But I don't know.
I don't know. Japanese programming.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. There was also like a FAQ that they released, a pre-order FAQ. Which I haven't really read, but let's go through that one real quick.
What do you think about getting only Red Mage theme items instead of the other new job that they are going to announce? At least one job in the EU FanFest. Can we really get more items than the ones we have now, or do you think that those are definitive?
I mean, I guess they could add more, but I don't think they will. I feel like Red Mage is like, I mean, the art book is like red, the box art is red. I think just the red is they decided to use. Remember they used Dark Knight as like the poster boy for Heavensward, and I feel like that's what they're doing now with Red Mage. Red Mage sort of leading the like being the poster boy basically for Stormblood, and I think that's why you're getting so much. Red Mage themed shit for this with this collector's edition. Some people have been like reading into this way too much. I read like some people thinking that you're only getting Red Mage stuff. What if that's the like we're not gonna get like there's some people that actually thinks that we're not gonna get a second job. Like we're just gonna get Red Mage. I'm pretty like that's not true. They said multiple jobs, so I just want to kill that rumor right now. There are multiple jobs.
Yeah, and Giuseppe also teased a new job with his new T-shirt in the Japanese FanFest.
He probably confused people more than he teased, but yeah, he clearly did do that. And also, he said multiple times, multiple jobs. So that's happening. Just really frustrated me when I read that. I can't remember quite where I read it, but it really frustrated me. But there was some cool, some really interesting stuff in the Q&A as well for the pre-order. And one of the questions was, will I be able to head to Alamigo once I buy the expansion? Which I guess a lot of people ask themselves, because they with Heavensward you had to complete the main story, right? So that's how that worked. And you must complete a certain quest from the patch 3.5 series before you can head to Alamigo. So basically complete the entire main story up to 3.5
but
before you can head there.
It says 3.5, no 3.55.
Yeah, it does.
Well, no, it says series. So
yeah, it says series. So I think 3.55.
Yeah.
You will have to complete Heavensward, basically.
Yeah.
Will I be able to become a Red Mage once I buy the expansion? We already sort of knew this. You'll be able to accept a quest to unlock Red Mage regardless of quest progression, as long as your character has a level 50 Disciple of War magic class job. So your character needs to be at least level 50 in one class before you can accept the Red Mage quest.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty basic stuff, but this is in a slight. I mean, it's actually pretty neat. That's what it is. It doesn't seem to be locked behind the main story. So if you like buy Stormblood, you can just level up to 50, I guess, and then you don't have to do main story. You can just pick up the Red Mage quest and then do the main story as a Red Mage. That's how I read it, at least.
You'll have to kill Nithog again.
Yeah, as a Red Mage.
Because, yeah.
I play on Windows and PS4. What do I need to purchase? You will need to purchase both the Windows and PS4 versions. This is that bullshit again. It's not bullshit, but let's talk about Steam later. Remind me of that. If you would like the exclusive bonus items from the Collector's Edition, you can get them from either the Windows or PS4 version, assuming they are linked to the same service account.
They do make some really confusing answers to really easy questions.
It's always bothered me with this. Like, they overcomplicate stuff. Stormblood must be installed to access the new areas. When switching to a platform that doesn't have Stormblood installed, make sure not to log out in one of those new areas, as it will not be possible to log in. You will have to move to a 2.0 or 3.0 area and then log in again.
That is really cheap. I mean,
the server can't even move you. Like, you have to. Oh, that's so.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Will the bonus items be distributed to a single character or to all the characters on a service account? Bonus items will be distributed to all characters on a service account. Thank fucking God. Furthermore, any new characters created on the same service account afterwards will also receive these items. Let's see here. I'm just going to skip some of these because the next one there was fucking stupid. I have a friend who is considering starting the game and we would like to head over to Alamigo together. What do they need to purchase? A lot of people probably want to know this. If you would like to play Stormblood together in the early access period, please have them purchase the current all-in-one package Final Fantasy XIV Online, and also have them pre-order Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Also, make sure to help them complete the patch 3.5 series before June. No mention of a jump potion yet. Have the system requirements of Stormblood been released yet? The provisional system requirements will be listed on the pre-order page. We're going to talk about that. The pre-orders for Steam will start in May of 2017, and I guess that might just be Steam. Like, Steam has like a policy. I don't know why, but that might be it. But the thing that really annoys me is that if you have the Steam version of Final Fantasy XIV installed and that's what you use to play, you can't buy the physical collector's edition and use that code. You're going to have to buy. You can't register it. You have to buy the physical collector's edition, and then you have to buy the digital collector's edition via Steam. You can't redeem your code if it's so fucking stupid. But you have to buy it through Steam.
The Final Fantasy XIV account system is really confusing.
It's always been fucking confusing.
Yeah, it's like we said before, they are always making it very difficult, and it could be so easy. They have to learn from other platforms, and I understand they want to make their own platform together, Final Fantasy XI and 14 service account together.
Yeah.
But you have to do a lot of useless stuff that most of people that don't understand, like computers, and they are really new to this kind of systems. They will be confused. You have to make it easier for them.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people complaining on Steam that giving it a bad review because they couldn't even play it. They didn't even know how to play it.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking back to like 11, I'm not even going to go there, but everyone who's played 11 and, renewing your subscription or getting a new subscription for your character via the play online, like the system they used there was even worse. And I thought when 14 came out, that would make it at least easier. I mean, it looks better now, but God, is it difficult to do anything there. It's so overcomplicated. I don't know why they do that. But especially for Steam users, they're screwed over, because if you own the game on Steam, you can still buy the collector's edition, please do, but when the actual game that comes with the collector's edition will be useless to you because you can't actually register it to your Steam account. So there you have it. You have officially been warned. You have to buy the digital one via Steam. Okay. In regard to the pre-order bonuses for Steam, you will receive those when pre-purchasing Stormblood on Steam. So, while there will be a digital Stormblood Collector's Edition on Steam, there are no plans to release a physical Collector's Edition for Steam. So there you even have it from the lion's mouth.
So a person who has bought the base game and Hemisphere from Steam, they can't buy the Stormblood physical Collector's Edition.
Nope.
That's
I kind of understand the problem, but I don't understand why they just couldn't give them a key with that game that still worked on Steam. You can just redeem it on Steam. I don't understand the problem there.
Why don't they give them the chance to download the standalone client if they don't want to play from Steam?
Don't know.
That's
thankfully I was warned because when I played A Realm Reborn, like in the early days, I think it was like when it was announced on Steam. I can't quite remember when it was. I don't know if it was launched with Steam or if Steam was like something that they added later. But I remember someone in a link shell I was in back in the day. I was wondering like should I get the Steam version and just use Steam instead. But I was warned that you do not buy Steam. That is the most complicated business ever for this game. So just I feel for you, Steam players. Okay, so that's the Q&A real quick. Nothing soul shattering there. But one thing that is cool is the fact that they updated the minimum requirements for Final Fantasy XIV, and they did so quite a bit. Actually, they if you look at the specs for Heavensward, they were like, that was like some 1998 shit going on. Like they had Windows
not that old, but almost.
I mean, that was exaggerating, of course, but they had Windows Vista listed as minimum operating system. Now it's updated to Windows 7. They actually had Windows 7 there, 7 32 to 64-bit. Windows 8 32 to 64-bit. Windows 8.1 32 64-bit, and Windows 10 32 64-bit. Processor Intel Core i5 2.4 GHz or higher. Memory 3 GB or higher. If 64-bit OS, 4 GB is recommended.
But it's still really low. I mean,
these are minimum specs though.
Yeah, the graphics card is really much higher than the Heavensward requirements, but the memory is still really. Yeah, I think it's still really low. I remember when I started playing Terra, it was recommended 4 GB, and that was 5 years ago. 5.
Yeah, but that was recommended stats, I guess. These are minimum. There were 2 types of stats they released.
Oh yeah.
The recommended one is higher. Hard disk space, 60 gigs. 60 gigabytes is what they recommend at this point. But I mean, is Heavensward that big? Is Heavensward really? Because I think Heavensward had 30 gigabytes.
I'm going to check how much is Heavensward.
I think the requirements for Heavensward was like you need to have at least 30 gigabytes of free space.
Let me check. Okay, it's okay. Where the fuck is it? Okay, I found it. It's 23.
Yeah.
0.7.
So I mean, these are just precautions that 60 gigabytes is what you should have.
They obviously have temporal files and poorly installed and
also, video card, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 750 or higher. Yeah, I read on the forums that some people were a bit shocked by this. I don't see how you can be shocked by that. I mean, it is still a GTX 750. That's still pretty pretty old. I mean, like, it's not.
It's
I would have
really old.
understood it was like GTX 960. Then I probably would have.
But heavens for minimum requirements for your graphics card was a NVIDIA GeForce 8800.
Yeah.
That is so from
That's old.
2007.
Yeah,
6?
something like that. It's really fucking.
And this
old.
one is from 4 years ago, I think.
I think I actually have that graphics card. Wait.
Really?
How great would it be if I just pulled out one of those now? I like how I just have random graphic cards just lying around here. Oh, please be it. That would be fucking great. Let's see. It was like... Oh, please. What are you? It's a GTX card. Oh no, it's a GTX 260.
Oh wow, that is better than the 8800.
Yeah.
88. Oh, whatever. It was a very good car. I have to. I had the 8600. Yeah.
I have the 9500 GT though. I mean,
that is worse than the.
Yeah.
Than the...
Anyway, that was just a sidetrack. I was pretty sure I had it, but I didn't. Okay, let's move on. Direct sound card, DirectX 9 or higher. Whatever. DirectX 9, yeah. Oh, then I love that part. AMD graphic cards are currently being tested and will be updated at a later time. Lonigan used to play on, like, his laptop has an AMD card. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone playing Final Fantasy XIV have as much problems with the game as he has had. Like, the AMD driver is fucked up, like, he couldn't play, sometimes he had to play with like 10 FPS. It was a nightmare.
I used to have an AMD card before the one I have now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really had a lot of problems. Well, it's not like this one is perfect when it comes to drivers, because I had to reinstall my Windows 2 days ago.
Yeah. Drivers are always scary though.
Yeah, but the AMD drivers are I think, much worse than the NVIDIA ones.
Yeah, I find them a little bit unstable at times. There are good AMD cards out there, but what I don't like is that they have very the support for them are usually very difficult. Sometimes. I mean, yeah, I knew I was going to get comments. We're going to get some AMD users here. That's why I'm saying AMD cards are generally good.
I think I have my.
Oh, but there are like that it is a fact that AMD cards sometimes have problems with, you know.
This is the one I have now. It's a bit old. Hold on. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, I have to buy a new one soon. But I'm a bit scared though, because I think the heavens for requirements, the recommended were not as high as mine, so I could play 60 FPS, 180p. Mm-hmm. But this time I feel like I'll have to set the settings to medium at least.
We'll see. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that the graphics are going to be great at launch. I think they're just
technical improvements,
they're
future dividers and
but I think they're also future-proofing the game. Like they're like in the future, they might upgrade the graphics like progressively, and having like minimum specs that actually can handle an upgrade in graphics.
But every time I get depressed thinking about that my graphics card is super old now. Well, not super old.
It's super old.
It's 4 years old, I think.
Yeah.
I think about PS4, because PS4, I mean, it's much more powerful than PS3, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's really, really behind gaming PC from the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So it should be nice.
It should, yeah. I mean, yeah.
As we both have talked about this, Final Fantasy XIV has very good optimization in PC.
Yeah. I mean,
really, really good.
There is. We can, of course. The PS3 is being dropped, and that's also the last point on the minimum requirements. No, it's not actually. It's just a reminder at the end. PS3 support is being dropped, and that's a good. Like that's that is like an opening for upgrading the graphics, obviously. they can now actually upgrade the graphics. The PS3 has been really holding, and it's cool to see, like, just with this patch, how much they've changed the UI already. Like, the duty finder is getting like an extra little window on top. The raid finder has a lot more functionality. Of course, the chocobos in the party list. The chocobos being like no longer being a party member, but like a pet.
And remember that they are going to make a custom UI for every class in the game.
Yeah, that too.
That is going to use a lot of resources.
Mm-hmm. Resources that the PS3 could never provide. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, the technical aspect of Stormblood is interesting.
But they did a really, really good work with PS3. It's very.
Oh yeah, hats off for them. That was good. It was a good job.
11 years old, I think.
What?
How many years has PS3 been in the market? 11.
Did it come out in 2006? 7?
Yeah, so 11, 10?
10, 11 years old. I'd say pretty old hardware right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the game looks really good right now. So, yeah. They really pushed the PS3. Though it does... like, this is part of the thing with the PS3 version, that it started to show. It really started to show that it was the end of the life cycle for the PS3, because they suffered with frame rate issues already. Already people on PS3 are struggling with, like, very low FPS. And especially in areas like Idleshire and the city-states like Limsa and maybe even Gridania.
I also heard people playing on PS4 having problems with the latest patch, I think.
Yeah. In the latest patch, they added like a high setting where you could set the graphics to high.
Oh yeah, and it was set by default.
Yeah, you can lower it back to medium if you want 60 FPS, but it does seem to drop like below. Some say even like below 30 FPS in Idleshire, which is slightly worrying.
Well, I get sometimes I get less than 30 FPS on Limsa or Idleshire when they are really crowded.
Yeah. Well,
but besides that,
But for you, it's not that bad, because if it gets really bad, you can always buy a new graphics card. On a PS4, you're stuck. That's it.
You can always buy a PS4 Pro.
True. Buy a PS4 Pro.
I think it doesn't. There isn't a patch yet for the PS4, right?
But that can happen. With Stormblood, they might release a PS4 Pro patch. I wouldn't see, like, eventually, I think, at least in my mind, I can see how, like, the PS4 eventually the PS4 will become obsolete and people will, like, more or less just use the Pro, and the Pro will become the standard. And eventually they will have to patch it up for PS4 Pro. I think maybe they might do it very closely after Stormblood. Shouldn't be too hard to do that.
And now that I remember, they did talk about the virtual reality headset compatibility too. What about that? Maybe.
What? Sorry, I read the chat. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry. I just saw.
I remember when. Irping everywhere. Well, that they announced that the Final Fantasy XIV was going to have virtual reality support.
Well,
but
I think that was just a tech demo. I did some research
about that.
I did some research because I found it weird that, because I don't know what you're referring to. You know, they had the VR glasses on and they did the Titan
PS4,
fight. Yeah. But apparently that was just a tech demo. And I don't think, because I mean, an MMO, I don't know how they would implement it. That's the problem. Like, how would you play an MMO in virtual reality? Like, right now. Like, at least Final Fantasy XIV, I mean.
The reason for it, it's already in the chat.
Buy new graphics cards so you can have smooth frame rate erotic role playing in Idleshire. Yeah, it was a tech demo, sadly. But
why would you make a tech demo for it if you're not going to release it?
I would actually be interested in, because I see where the problem is, playing first person and doing fights like Titan. You can't see the telegraphs on the floor. Like, it's going to be
every single fight in the game.
Yeah. But
How would you heal?
But having a third person floating virtual reality, like you're playing on the screen, except you're actually in the like looking down at your character like that, how you would have much more control of the arena and everything. I feel like I would have more control in virtual reality in that case.
Yeah.
But I think the problem probably would be motion sickness, because you're like you would have to do like this to look around. It would be fucking awful, I think. But I hope they figure it out. Like, my dream would be to play Final Fantasy XIV in virtual reality. Like, walking around. Just walking around. I know this is gonna make me sound like a real fucking weirdo, but I still do this, by the way. I often run around in Isleshire, just randomly. One day I decided, what if this was in virtual reality? So I turned off all the music, just the ambient music, and then I went into first person, and I went into walking speed, and I just walked around in Isleshire, like, almost for like 30 minutes, just looking. And that was really, like, imagine that in virtual reality, like, being there. Like, the areas in Final Fantasy XIV look really good, and I think it would look good. Why are we talking about virtual reality? This has nothing to do with the new specs.
Okay.
But yeah, I understand, like, if they were to have virtual reality, they would need a lot more powerful hardware, because to make VR work, you need a certain frame rate to prevent...
PS Pro.
Yeah. Imagine the execution of certain levels in Limsa in VR. I'd attend that. Okay, moving on. Upcoming FanFest in Germany. Tickets for the live stream is now out. We're not going there, but we are going to cover the event live. So we're going to cover the stream, as usual. The whole thing. What? Yeah, we just talked about the PS3 being dropped, right?
No, but...
Oh.
Just a reminder. We all know that.
Oh, yeah. So...
Never mind, guys. Sorry.
What do you think they'll reveal? Like, a lot of people are very anxious before this, because Yoshi P said previously that in an interview that he had now shown half of Stormblood over
that
those...
is really scary.
Yeah, over those 2 FanFests. Which means he is either going to tell us a fuck ton more on the German FanFest, or he's going to show us just as much as he did in the previous ones. And then, what I think this is more likely what he's going to do, by the way. He's probably going to show us, like, the same amount of stuff that he did in the other FanFests. And then he's going to save the rest for, like, live letters and maybe even like interviews and stuff like that. That might be what he's doing. But of course, the ever glowing question: will we get 2 new jobs in addition to the Red Mage?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No. I think we are only getting 1.
I'm starting to think that too. And no, actually, I've been thinking that for a long time. I was in denial at first, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about this ever since that first FanFest, when they showed that slide with only 2 people in the background.
We were really confident that we will get 3 jobs, but now I'm really...
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to get 2.
I'm pretty sure that we are going to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because at this point, with Heaven's Sword, they had already shown 2 of them, right? Mm-hmm. And the third one was set to be released on the EU Fan Fest. So I guess we're only getting 2. But I'm thinking really positive about the EU Fan Fest, because they have to show a footage of the dungeons in game. I think they released one of them for Heaven's Sword. I remember really well, and a new one for the areas, like 10-minute ish.
Okay, you have clear guidelines of what you want them to show right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yes, you mean like an environmental demo, like showing like some of the new maps? Is that what you're saying?
they did that
Oh,
with
they
Heaven
did that.
Sword.
They did that. Yeah, they did.
I'm pretty sure.
They
They
did.
released 3 videos, I think.
I think they did. I can't remember
And
that
the
well.
third one was about the new skills for the jobs and from 50 to 60.
I can't remember if that was the fan, but that's probably
So,
right. Yeah.
Yoshipi, if you're listening to this,
Which
I
you're
want
not.
3 videos on the fucking FanFest.
I also would
Else,
actually, we're not going to get the trailer. That sucks.
You mean the cinematic trailer?
Yeah, because we need.
When was it released?
We need part
Let me
2
see.
before we can do that, and
Let me
that's
see.
not going to come out before FanFest.
Wait, I think you are confused.
I'm confused.
We're going to get 2 more videos. One of them is the cinematic one, which is the one I'm the most excited about.
But I don't think they're going to do that because we haven't received the last part of the patch.
Let me check.
The last part of the main story.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
And I don't think they showed the cinematic trailer on any of the FanFests for Heavensward. That was released way later.
Yeah, it was released on 11th April.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait.
The last FanFest was... I can't remember the Heavensward ones, but I think that was all in the same year.
I'm also looking at the benchmark trailer for Heavensward.
Yeah.
That came out on April, so I guess...
Everything was released in April for some reason. They showed a part of it. Yeah, they opened one of the Heavensward ones. No, sorry, one of the FanFests, just like they did with... They showed a part of it? Showed part of what? I can't quite remember. Like, my mind is like... I remember the moment they showed the first part of, like, the teaser trailer for Heavensward. I remember that very clearly. I remember sending text to Lonigan, and he was just finished off work, so he drove to my house. We had to sit and watch it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the trailer. That's for certain. I'm almost 100% mega positive that we're not going to get the cinematic trailer, just because we still need the last patch, the last story patch.
But maybe we can see it at the end of March, because we are getting Stormblood a bit earlier than Heavensward.
Yeah, that might be the case. You're thinking about Markith, the teaser trailer that they showed for Heavensward. That was shown on I think it was the first FanFest. That was how they opened that FanFest. That was just as I said. I had to text Lonigan, get him to get to my house so we can watch it. Yeah. So I'm thinking the reason why people are thinking that we're only going to get 2 jobs is, 1, they only showed 2 silhouettes in the background of the slide. Also, this is a bit of a conspiracy, I guess, but it's also logical. The tweet that Square Enix mistakenly sent out said that Red Mage had been announced as one of 2 new jobs.
I'm pretty sure that
that to me told me everything. Like, that's it. Like, there are only 2 jobs. The conspiracy is real. We're only getting 2 jobs.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the Square Enix know that.
Yeah.
They are releasing 2 jobs.
I mean, it could have been the greatest troll ever. Like, Yoshi P could be laughing his ass off in the background. I kind of want that to be true, but I don't think so. Like, it's too far-fetched. It's like, he can't be that crazy. It's like, no, I don't think that's gonna happen, sadly. And there are actual reasons why. Like, you have to remember, whenever they make a new class, they all need new gear. And whenever they release a new dungeon, for instance, that dungeon needs gear, and all that gear, like, imagine like having 40 classes. Like, you have to it's gonna be a lot of gear after a while.
Final Fantasy XIV is set to... They are talking about 5.0 and 6.0, maybe, I heard one day. But imagine balancing, like you said, 20 jobs and 30.
Yeah.
Will be a hell.
Yeah, like, it's Yeah, and also balancing a job, that's a lot of work, and some classes in Final Fantasy XIV is still not completely balanced yet. And yeah, some are probably disappointed because it does look like we're not getting a healer. The safest bet right now is that we're going to get a samurai as a tank and a red mage as a DPS, which to me is completely fine. Like, we have 3 healers, and one could argue that one of those healers still needs some tweaking.
I'm more pissed off that we are not getting a new race rather than a new job. I really wanted a new race.
You know what? I don't think we're gonna get a new race ever. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, we first of all, why would you... That raises the same issue that I said about classes, because with a new race, you need to redesign the gear to fit that race, and it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And you have that in addition to the new classes that are added. That's why I think they're never going to add another race. We have enough races, but yeah.
No, they aren't going to do that again. Josepi said so.
Oh yeah, the ninja thing. Yeah, the ninja thing was was them trying something that almost sort of killed the dev team a bit. They were very overworked when they did that. Trying to add
they made 2.4 one of the best patches in the game.
Yeah, they basically did, but they did not have the resources actually to do that, and the patch got delayed, did it not? If I remember
I don't
correctly.
remember. I didn't pay much attention to the patches at that point. I was just a casual player.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're never going to do that.
That's the patch where I joined the free company.
Oh, right, is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Basically, the reason why they're not going to do that is because doing that while working on the game and, you know, having to make all the gear, like, it was never going to be... they would never do that again, basically.
No.
Sadly. Or is it? Well, it is sadly. I would like... imagine how good the game would be then. If, like... I wonder if we get a new job in the next patch. Like, if we would have that sort of excitement for a patch, but again,
look, I prefer having 2 whole new...
well, imagine how casual he was back then. Just imagine that.
When I was playing in 2.4, I was just doing dungeons because I thought that was the only end game in the game. So you can imagine how casual was it at that point. But now I'm not a hardcore player, but
you're mid-core. I think you're mid-core.
Mid-core, yeah. Same as you, maybe?
Yeah, we're probably the same.
Maybe you are a bit more hardcore, but...
No, I am not hardcore, Jesus. No, I'm not hardcore.
But you're really quick. You wanted to clear A9S when it came out, and I was like a bit depressed about it. I don't know.
Yeah, you were in a weird mood. But yeah, I just decided that I wanted to do A9S.
What I was saying was that I prefer having 2 whole new jobs, like with no similarities to the previous ones, because Mechanist is very similar to Bard.
Right.
Dark Knight, I think it's the best job in Heavensward because it has many different skills and it has personality. And Astrologian, well,
I mean, okay, I know we're disagreeing about Astrologian, but I did feel like Astrologian was different because it had the spell buff. It had a second element. It had like the cards. That is a second. You didn't have anything like
it was the same as the White Mage.
Oh yeah, like healing wise, of course.
Yeah, healing wise.
Yeah.
They have to make new bases. Like I've already told you that I want a healing class that heals by doing DPS.
Yeah.
That is my most desired thing in this game.
Yeah. Can you, by the way, notepad and that?
Sure.
We will answer questions later. I don't know why I keep answering questions right now. We'll save this for the end, but we'll note down the questions here. I will take that question though because it is relevant to what we're talking about. Don't they have more at their disposal this time than they did when Heavensward came out? That is rumored that they had up to 3 times the budget. I have never We don't know if that is confirmed. But a while
They
back,
have more for sure.
Yeah, they have more. I think they have more for sure.
And they are not. They have one. PS3 is being dropped, so they can focus more on PS4 and PC.
Yeah, there was a rumor way back when Stormblood had been announced. Or was it before? I can't quite remember. But they said that there was a rumor going around that they had increased their budget about 3 times that of Heavensward. So, I mean, yeah, if that's true, we might see some massive changes coming up, and probably an increase in the dev team overall. Okay, let's talk about the something that was added with the recent patch. And you know, everyone who's watching us, they know how much we love this. The Anima quest line was updated with a new step. Now, what has happened since the last time we did this? Since the last episode. Well, I got the relic to the current step. I decided that, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get this fucking relic if it's I have to catch up. And now I have the 261 and I unlocked the new relic quest. And I have to say, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's split into 2 phases. Into 2 quests. And the first quest is just pointless. You have to do 3 dungeons to get some fucking stupid item. And then you have to do light farming. They fucking did it. They added light farming. And they made it even more confusing than before because they called it something else. And the UI that shows you how far you have left, it's like... I mean, it's easier to see progression-wise because previously you had to, use the Anima glass and it would, I mean, it's basically the same system, isn't it? It's basically just the same system. But I have to say, overall, we've said this before, but the relic quest in Heavensward has been really disappointing. And
really, really bad.
And I think and of course we all know that the relic etheric condensation is what it's called, and they have acknowledged that they might have they are oh, Jesus Christ, it's so late. They are improving the relic quest in Stormblood with the Eureka, but do you think they just... I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. When they made this relic... Did they just sit there and go okay, we need a relic quest?
Dude, they love at us. When somebody asked if how was it going to be the last step of the relic, of the Anima?
Yeah.
And Josip said it was going to be like hell.
Yeah.
He said that. So he's laughing at us. That's...
Yeah, they said...
I don't want to comment on this fucking relic because it's awful. We've talked about this a lot of time, but they can really make it fun, not explain it, but at least fun, in WoW.
I feel like it's kind of... I'm conspiring here, but it's I think maybe they just went, okay, let's fuck the relic quest for Heavensward. We're gonna make it better in Stormblood. So let's make it really awful in Heavensward. So they feel really good when they get into Stormblood. I feel like wow, this this quest line is much better.
It's going to be really grindy too.
Yeah, but at least it sounds like they're trying something. We're getting relic armor. That's pretty hype. And relic gear. And I think
what was some...
Yeah,
what were you about? What? Wow. For fuck's sake, it's too late. I can't even talk. I'm closing my eyes. You were going to say that they were trying new things with the Eureka.
Yeah.
But remember how good was Diadem? How good was Vermilion? That shit, I already told you, it's going to be really disappointing.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't want it to be, but
we're also getting comment here that not only the relic quest, even some of the weapons are really poorly designed. Yeah, I agree. Some of the weapons don't really look good. Some look amazing, while others are yeah. I worked really hard for this. Here we go. And I never really liked how, because everyone knows that everyone wants the relic because of the glow. So I don't like how they did this with, they did the same thing like they did with 2.0, where they at some points remove the glow, then you have to work to get the glow back. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, at least keep the glow on. If you don't want to change the glow, keep the old glow and then just work for a new glow. I mean, it's pretty fucking dumb.
The ninja anima, the last step, the 270 is awful.
I was showing Growling, my brother. He's a ninja, and I showed him all the relics, and he was like, "Wow, these look really cool." And then we get to the fucking ninja, and it's like, it's a disgrace. Like, the glow is bad. Like, how they look is bad. Like, compare it to, like, any other weapon, and they look good. Like, the Bard one looks fucking wild. Looks wild. But I hope, though, in Stormblood, that he actually keeps his promise. That it's going to be much better. That it's going to be... I mean, you don't have to do much to make it better than Heavensward Relic, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really easy. They didn't put any effort on the Heavensward Relic. You said that they copied Arden Reborn's Relic, so
that's what they did.
It should be really easy, but I really would like to think positive about this, but I don't have a good feeling. I'm sorry.
Remember that if the rumors are true, they have almost 3 times the budget. They can actually pull something like this off right now. I hope so hard that they do it. Well, we'll see. I mean, this is just pure speculation at this point.
We'll see.
But
the relic is not the thing I'm the most excited about.
No, but that's the sad part, though. Like, the relic, some people don't even think about the relic anymore. I didn't until recently when I decided.
I remember when they Blizzard announced it, the Wall Legion, and they announced the relic system. Well, it's not called a relic system. Well, it's called artifact weapon.
Right.
But people were hyped for it because the weapons were existing ones. Like, imagine a paladin wearing the how was it called? Imeric's shield and sword.
Yeah.
And upgrading it, and that will be really cool.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah.
So people got excited about this, but I'm not really excited about the new relic in Stormblood. I think it's...
I mean, it's hard to get hyped because we don't know anything about it. Like, the only thing we know is that it's going to... The only way to get the relic is by being in Eureka. Like, that's the only way to work on the relic. But other than that, we know nothing. So...
But they really have to put a lot of work there.
Yeah. By the way, what do you think the item level is going to be maxed at launch? The max item level you can get in Stormblood. 4.0 vanilla.
So the max eye level in Arden Reborn was 130, I think. I'm pretty sure it's in Heavensward is 275.
Yeah, that's going to be the end cutoff point, I think. So it
420.
Oh, you think it's going to be that big of a jump?
Yeah.
At launch, wow.
We have to make like bets on another podcast where you write like maximum eye level, minimum eye level, how many areas will we get, and all that stuff, and see who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to guess 350. I think 400 is a massive jump. I mean, I don't know how, like, if they keep inflating the item levels this quickly, I mean, we're gonna reach 1,000 real quick. I mean, what's our eye level now? The maximum is 275. We started at 130. Yeah, that is actually quite a jump, but that's after 5 patches. at launch 3. I'm gonna guess 350, and you'll guess 400. We'll see.
But you have to make a difference. Like in talking about percentages, you went from 130 to 170 in the launch, and that's 40% better, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually 200 at launch. Yeah, there were two kind of tomes. The shitty ones, that was the 170 GR, and the good ones, that were 200 GR. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So they.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What was the 170? No, the 170. Oh yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
I'm right. I'm always right. No. So now they have to make an improvement. Like, it's almost double as good as the ones in Arena Reborn. So I don't know. I'm too tired to think about this.
Hold on. I need to figure that out.
I'm really tired about this.
Did we have anything? No, we only had one tombstone. No, wait. No, it was S. The fuck? I can't find any info on it, but
I remember a podcast of yours, like talking about the 200 eye level gear. You said Paladin always looks nice.
Actually, at launch, you only had law, tombstones of law, which meant the highest you could ever go was 170 on your main gear that could be upgraded to 180.
I'm pretty sure
Bismarck dropped a weapon that was 175, and Ravana dropped a 190 weapon. And that was the best in slot at the time.
You're talking about weapons. I'm talking about gear.
Yeah, but that I mean maximum item level. And the maximum item level on the gear seems to be 180 at launch. The other tomes were added in 3.05. Patch 3.005.
With Alexander.
No. Yeah, it might have been, yeah. Yep. Alexander Savage and obtained item level 200 plus weapon and armor. So that was in patch 3. So that's not vanilla. That's not launch. That was the quality of life patch that was added like 2 or 3 months later. Well, I don't know what we're talking about at this point.
My head is going to explode.
If you're like, this is going to be posted on YouTube, and to those of you watching this right now and you're wondering like, what the fuck is going on with this podcast? It's literally 4:26 a.m. where we are right now, and we've been streaming for 7 hours and 26 minutes. So
and I've only slept for 5 hours the last night.
So
I can't even talk. I can't even talk.
No.
I don't have.
Okay, let's get to the end segment. The worst part is that we're going to have Gillian there in an hour, so that's going to be fucking great. Now we're going to have the Q&A session, so if you have any questions, you can send those in right now. You can send those in right now. I'm just reading his chat, by the way. They were going from 130 to 170. Yeah.
We had one question that I saved.
Okay. Fire.
I'm not going to read it because I cannot read it. I'm really...
Post it for me. So, this is from Varkith89. Question. Do you think Red Mage will have support skills like how it played in 11? So refresh, MP regen, and your end spells like Ninja Bard mechanic. I know they said it's pure DPS class, but they said it about Ninja as well.
I think it will have at least one. Every single class in the game has like support skills. Like Dragon has the crit chance increase. Monk has the healing 30%. The mantra, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 30% increase of healing. So I'm pretty sure they will be adding at least one skill of one support skill.
Yeah, and I would be very surprised. I mean, we're talking about Red Mage here, and obviously people are going to compare it to the Final Fantasy XI Red Mage, which was very much a support class in that sense. It had a lot of support spells, and very good support spells as well. It will very clearly, I think, have MP regen. I'm pretty sure it will have. I would be surprised if it didn't have that refresh. I mean, it has to. Like, it's not. It's gonna. People are gonna rage. I mean, this is a very loved class, so I'm actually excited to see what they do here.
Do you think Warriors will have 100,000 in Stormblood?
HP?
Yeah.
They
have 40 something now.
Yeah. That's kind of worrying. how fast, and it's also reflected in chat, how fast the HP has increased, as well as DPS numbers. We all know about the famous thing they did in WoW, where they slashed a little bit of the
it worked fine though.
It did work. There was a lot of, I remember there was a lot of like angry people before they did it. Like, people were not happy.
Come on, even the haters can recognize Blizzard always does it right.
Yeah,
I mean, Blizzard loves WoW more than we do. So.
Yeah. It's kind of like what they did. I remember when they said this about what I'm going to bring in 1.0 again. Stand back.
Max HP in 2.x more than 10,000. I'm pretty sure for tanks.
Probably. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure because I was hyped to get my 120 eye level gear. I
can't remember actually. Yeah,
that feels like ages ago. Well,
yeah. Well, it is literally. Well, it is it is a while ago now. Orange. Yeah.
This is our worst podcast.
This will go down in history as the worst podcast ever. Episode. Maybe even podcast for that matter. What a fitting title. Episode XXX. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I remember in 1.0 when they cut the gill, they removed a 0 at the end. So everyone was like robbed of decimal. That worked out fine, so it's always fine. Like, if they overinflate, they can always slash it like they did in WoW. So I'm not too worried about that. But it is interesting to see how much we'll get at the end.
I think you're right, Carl. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah, that seems about right, yeah.
But remember that 12k to 40k is... it's more than 3 times. So according to this, we will have 120,000 HP.
Yeah.
Because it's not about like from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30. It's like double.
Yeah.
Or triple.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Or at least how it should work.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we will reach, at least in Warriors, the 100,000 HP.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a massive increase, as usual. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, I think that's it. Actually, we did pretty well, if I have to say so myself. We were afraid we weren't be able to fill the time.
I have to apologize to everyone. I can't even pronounce the words. My tongue is busted.
It's gonna be great when we do, because we're gonna have a quiz show after this, which is, I think you're gonna do great. And the worst part, Orange, is that I made some really fucking difficult questions, so it's gonna be great, everyone. Think about the DPS jumps, that it's about 4 times as much as well from the end of A Realm Reborn. Yeah, the numbers are gonna inflate so much right now.
Mm-hmm.
And think about unsyncing 2.x content with that. Yeah. Imagine, like, you can probably kill Twintania like solo now after Stormblood.
You can do that now.
Yeah, you can, but I mean, like, you can just like go in and get a couple of hits in there, and she's dead.
Maybe just one.
Yeah, maybe even one as a warrior.
Doing well, never mind. I was going to say something, but I'm really tired.
This is so great. Okay. Unless there are any other questions, we're going to go back into the wait screen and then prepare for Gillionaire, Twintania Trash Mob. I think we're going to speed it up a little bit because I think the last segment that we're going to do today requires a little bit of extra time. So we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to cheat a little bit. We might start Gillionaire a little bit earlier than intended. That will also give us a little more time with the technical difficulties that I'm sure is going to happen during this. So look forward to that. For those of you that haven't seen Gillionaire yet, look forward to that. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I have to say that even if I don't do anything, I'm just the...
It's very hard to do that show, just so you know. It's very difficult to keep it going, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So.
I promise, guys, that the next not 12 hours, the 24-hour stream that we plan for, maybe, I don't know, it's just an idea. Our 10K subs will be much better, and I will sleep much more before doing this.
It will be on a Saturday, so we can like sleep from Friday to Saturday.
Today I slept 5 hours. I went to classes. I spent another 5 hours in there. I went to home. I didn't even have my Spanish siesta, and then I started doing this. So today is a hell for me.
Yeah. We'll be right back, everyone.
In a moment.
With Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire?
Yeah.